you, Naruto.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. And we welcome you to one of the most popular golf courses on the PGA Tour. It is Quail Hollow. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Frank, it is just starting to heat up out on the golf course. Fans are streaming in, anticipating a highly contested event with the best golfers in the world.
One reason the fans love this course so much, Rich, the Green Mile. It's fine to have a good golf course, but it's got to have a great finish. It's got a great finish, then it becomes a great golf course. Quail Hollow has that great finish of 16, 17, and 18.
Just 418 yards to kick off this Wells Fargo Championship. Frank, what's the right way to get at this hole?
A nice little straight one down there. Even an iron's actually all right here, Rich. You don't have to be overly aggressive and blaze away with a driver, but iron 3-wood, that's the norm for most players.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Up with the big boys now, Frank.
Well, we saw that previous tee shot go 310. This one's further.
Frank, what's the player looking at here on the approach at the first?
Just a short iron. You really want to check which side of the mound that the flag is today. You do not want to be pitching your approach shot on the side of that mound.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Locked in on the read and the speed. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Teeing it up here at the second hole, Frank, it's a short par 3.
Yeah, it plays a little bit downhill, about half a club, Rich. There's a sort of shallow bunker in that back area, and also that green starts to reduce in size on the left side. Good par 3.
Hold on, let's get it. Let's go.
That is an exceptional shot.
That was close, though.
And in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. in the heart. Moving on to the third hole now. It's a par 4, 452 yards.
Big sweeping dogleg left, and the fairway actually goes in the opposite direction of the dogleg. Must hit a good tee shot for two reasons. One, to find the fairway, and also the length of this hole, over 450 yards. Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal. So you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Birdie try up next. Par yesterday, now for birdie. That's as bad as I have seen. Folks, that one is now on the fringe. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
In this situation, Rich, a bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead.
We have already begun. Let's pick up with the action at hole number 4. Even par through the early portion of this second round. Frank, not a bad spot.
Yeah. Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power?
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. Powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time.
Long, just met longer.
Frank, they say you have to ride the wind. Boy, he got all of that one.
Got every ounce out of the conditions.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. So a tester from 4 feet. Once considered the best player at the college level, our featured golfer makes birdie, sitting comfortably inside the cut line. Frank, in today's modern game where players are hitting it so far, I always feel like one of the more exciting holes is a reachable par 5, and here we are at the 5th, 570 yards.
Yeah, this is reachable providing you hit a good drive. Otherwise, it becomes very awkward on the layup. Sort of often threading the ball out of trees and just trying to find some sort of third shot. So to your point, big advantage with a good tee shot here.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Good lie in the fairway, good chance to make something happen here. Frank, we remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, his first PGA Tour victory, a 62 in the final round. It was also the first victory for Rickie Fowler.
Yeah, and oddly enough, it was in a playoff, and in that playoff, Rickie just pulled out a driver and smashed it down there, then hit a sand iron, that front left flag, basically the gimme distance. Not only did he win in the playoff, but he beat Rory McIlroy, the then world #1 in DA points. And that was the same Rickie Fowler that, remember, in the playoff in 2015 for the Players' Championship, drove the ball in equally daunting fashion over those 3 playoff holes at TPC Sawgrass.
Wow, Frank, this is all you want in a par 3. 250 yards here at the 6th.
Hey, that's what these guys need, especially in a PGA Championship. Fortunately, the hole plays a little bit downhill, but 250, whichever way you cut it, is a big par 3.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Never quite had enough oomph on that.
Yeah, sort of a wishy-washy stroke.
Par attempt here. Well, considering the lead that he has on the rest of the field, a par is all you need. Frank, there's a lot to chew on here as you get to the tee at the 532-yard par 5 7th.
In today's game, 530 plus change you'd think is incredibly short. And look at the trouble in front of you. Water all the way down the right side and around that right side of the green. Bunkers left. This is not for the faint of heart.
So this one has a chance to be really good. Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. So a little slow out of the gates, but now Frank's starting to pick it up.
Yeah, and into the ebb and flow of the game. We know you can't hit good shots all the time, so if you can just ride out the little bad patches like now, then things can still get up very quickly.
See how they do on this approach. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Beautiful display of ball striking today. Really in control. And that's another GIR, green in regulation.
Just making a mockery of the field now. Another eagle.
Frank, I love a drivable par 4. In the modern power game, it really adds an element of excitement. And here we go at the 350-yard par 4/8.
Well, you're definitely going to love this one then, Rich, because it ticks all the boxes here. There's no water in play, just a few bunkers down the left and the one that protects the right side of the green. And you've got a really narrow green, so plenty of reward with minimal risk.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Frank, uphill shot, what did you like to do on a play like this?
The biggest thing really is to try and work on your balance. You've got to make sure you get through the shot and normally take an extra club.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That was not a very good read right there. And getting ready for the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, this is a really good way to finish out the front side here at Quail Hollow. 495-yard par 4.
Yeah, it's the longest par 4 at Quail Hollow. Some say it might be the toughest. I'm not quite in that camp. The reason why, that green slopes in from both sides, the left and the right. But you can see why good drivers have done well here, because there's a big reward for thumping a big, long, straight drive down here.
Really good drive here, about 320 yards and straight. But this will require a good strike of the golf ball. It's a pretty long shot into this par 4 ninth. And this is looking really good. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Birdie try again here today.
Well, that certainly puts a different color on the round. Great birdie. Could not have come at a better time.
Starting to battle back. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank Hill will be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
In the fairway here at the 10th, nice way to start off the back 9.
Second shot.
On the green, short, but plenty of real estate between the ball and the hole. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Oh, that hurts. Thought he had it.
It's no snack, though.
Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
In for par. Frank, on this backside at Quail Hollow, a player does have a good chance to get off to a good start with that par 5 10th and now relatively short par 4 11th, where a player with a good drive could stick a short iron in their hands.
Yeah, this is one you're going to have to make a decision. You can just play this as a straightforward dogleg left par 4 and hit a 3-wood or a long iron up there and 9-iron or something like that into the green. Or, if you want it, you can try and blast a drive around the corner. I don't know if that's the more prudent play, but it's fun.
Staring at the approach now at the par 4 11th. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
You can't ask for much more than that. About 5 feet away. Beautifully done. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
Frank, I think the mark of a good golf course design, changing directions. We go from a right to left hole, now at the 12th, to a left to right hole.
Yeah, there's no 2 holes at Quail Hollow that look the same. And this one's slightly downhill. Fairway tilts a little bit to the right. and it's a bit of a sleeper. And plus you add in on top of that 450 yards plus. This is a fairway that has to be hit.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Getting set now over the putt. He's made it. Par 4 12th here at Quail Hollow, 456 yards. Frank, break it down for us.
Well, there's no fairway bunkers either side, so you feel like there's nothing to work the ball off, and consequently, it's very easy to sneak it in the rough on the left or the right, and then that makes that second shot so much more difficult going up the hill. This is one hole that you have to pick a line on. You really have to know the line off the tee. There's a nice big tree down there in the distance. That's the one you want to work it off.
Well, that is a ball-striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Wow, Frank, this is a really good little par 4, isn't it, the 14th?
It is, and this is where one of those strong 3-woods comes in. The last 50 or 60 yards as the ball kicks down and towards the left, and it sounds like an aggressive play, but like a hard 3-wood trying to run it down there is actually not a bad play.
Is it drivable?
It is drivable, but it's whether it's worth the risk.
Well, they claim it's a reachable par 4. We haven't seen a whole lot of people do it today. We just saw it right there. Well done. Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. Looks like he just misread.
That was close. Oh, that was close.
Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Oh yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Now teed up at the 15th hole. It is the final par 5 here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. And Frank, I remember this hole well. McIlroy stiffed a 5-iron on his way to making eagle, his first PGA Tour win. That came back in 2010.
And the opportunity exists again here. Under 600 yards, plays downhill off the tee. Those two bunkers on the right are perfectly situated. That second one about 310 yards to it. So something straight at that one with a little draw will set up that mid-iron or long iron that has to be hit very high and uphill.
Frank, who knows, with a green mile looming ahead starting at 16, this might be the last great chance for a player to really make something happen.
And Rich, you're going to have to get a very high second shot, something that gets up very quickly. And the reason why, I don't think there's a flat portion on this green.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Now his third, staring right at the green. Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Oh my goodness, he just missed that. And that was almost tap-in distance. Settles in over the putt. And drops it in. At last, we have arrived at the start of one of the most daunting finishing stretches in all of golf. They call it the Green Mile, 16, 17, and 18 here at Quail Hollow. The 16th is a par 4, 508 yards, Frank.
And this hole was made even more difficult when they pushed that green further left to bring the water more in play with the second shot. I mean, it's a great par 4, strong in every single department.
Second shot out of the daunting par 4 16th hole, Frank. This is all you want.
And if you want to take the safe route, then obviously that's down the right side. That's the quickest way to get to the putting surface, and also it's the flattest side. When they start sticking the flag on the left, though, be prepared to pay the price. Short, difficult chip. Long, the ball's going to bounce over the back.
That's well played. Now, good look at birdie.
It's that sneaky distance.
Wow, I thought that was in. Clean this up with a tap. Good par. Just 2 holes remaining here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the signature par 3, 221 yards, the 17th.
And they have a multitude of tees here. One of the new back tees is actually where the old 16th green was. And if you think don't go left is the way to play, then that won't work either, because right's not that much good. This is it. Stand on the tee and you better hit a good shot.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. He has this for a birdie. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now to the finishing hole here at Quail Hollow. Frank, what can we expect?
If there was a name for this hole, Rich, it should be called Narrows. The creek that meanders its way down the left side and actually divides that hole into really half the size of what a normal par 4 should be. That makes it hard. The bunker on the right is your bailout area, just over 290 yards to get past that, and then the narrowest green that still sits up against the lake. This is just a brutal finish.
Final approach shot of the day here at 18. Frank, what's the key?
A nice high shot that just holds from that left side would be perfect. But it's so hard to get the ball all the way back because this second shot is played slightly uphill, nearly 3/4 of a club.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. So all the scores have been posted for round number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with 2 very solid rounds of golf. Key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that as you get closer to the end of this tournament.
Naruto. Over and out.